Oh my gosh. So, guys, what's up? I know you probably been wondering, where the fuck have you been, Jalen? Where the fuck have you been, Beaker V2? God damn it. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Cut that, scrap that. Now, you guys have probably been wondering where I am, where I've been. I'm back. That's all you need to know. But today we're gonna be talking about the news. I know you guys, everybody has heard the news online. People have been seeing the feeds on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, any type of social media you can find. Bam Adebayo from the Miami Heat has officially passed Kobe Bryant's record as the second all-time points in a game at 83 points. He passed Kobe Bryant's record of 81, which had not been at that point, had not been crossed, had not been broken since Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant, he scored 81 points when I was still in diapers. Mind you, he scored 81 points when I was still in diapers. It's crazy because Kobe Bryant, even to this day, nobody thought when he first did it, like Wilt Chamberlain's record, still the all-time 100 points in a game. People still don't believe it, but there's photo evidence of him holding the 100 sign, that iconic photo with him holding the 100 points in a game. And Wilt Chamberlain still the only person to score 100 points in a game. But last night, Bam Adebayo is now the second person all time to score in a game, most points scored in a game. Does he get MVP after this? That could be a debate. Honestly, I don't think he's going to get MVP for one game that he had. I mean, he's definitely in the record books now. But here's the thing. Last night, people were saying in the comment section, I saw this last night. You disagree or agree. The last time I saw in the comment section, people were saying that Bam, the only reason he got 83 points was because of the Wizards. The team that he scored, they played against, Miami played against the Wizards yesterday. So there was up for a debate that the Wizards defense is trash. It's terrible. It's dog shit. They were saying that the Wizards defense was absolutely garbage. And you could say that. It could be up for debate, you know. I mean, the Wizards is not the best team. I mean, they do have two players that just got, sent to them. Anthony Davis, he's still injured, and Trey Young hasn't even played a game for them yet, but they have Trey Young. But last night, people were saying that the only reason Bam got 83 points is because the Wizards defense was not trying. And I actually watched the game. The Wizards defense is absolutely doo doo. No disrespect to the Wizards, but if any Wizards fans out there, you know what I'm talking about. But it was just something else to see that because, when I saw that, I was like, out of all the players in the NBA, like Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, Nikola Jokic, hell, LeBron couldn't even did that. Kevin Durant, um, Alperen Sengun, Giannis, Luca. I mean, there's so many different players that could have did it. Jalen Brunson, Cat, um, Halliburton. If he wasn't injured, he probably would have scored 83, maybe. Anthony Edwards. I mean, there's so many different players that could score 83 points. But when you think of any players that score, like, I wonder who can break Kobe Bryant's record. Bam Adebayo would not come in to that conversation at all. I'm sorry. When you think of a player that can score 83 points, you wouldn't even damn near think about Bam Adebayo. His name would not even be the first person you would think of. But he did it. He did the impossible. He did the impossible last night. He scored 83 points. And when you look at Bam Adebayo's his track record, Bam is not a terrible player. He's a very great player. He's a multiple time All Star. He's done a lot of good things for Miami. He was there when they made it to the championship. He was there when they made it to the finals those 2 times, those 2 years, 2020, the bubble ring, and 2023 when they lost to the Nuggets. He was there. So he does have a lot of history with Miami. A lot of great history, a lot of bad history. Now, I will say this. I take nothing away from Bam's impressive historic night last night. He is He is in the history books. He is the second player all time. I'm gonna say this again. Second player all time behind Wilt Chamberlain. That record, I don't think Wilt Chamberlain's record can be broken. It might, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I really don't think it's gonna happen. Especially in modern days NBA. No, I don't think. Not even shoot in the 90s. Hell, in the 90s, you couldn't even do that shit. You couldn't do that in the 90s, like the Jordan era, the Magic Johnson days, you know, Isaiah Thomas and the Detroit Pistons. You couldn't do that. Like if you had the ball in your hands in the Michael Jordan era of basketball, people you get bitch slapped in the face, and the referee wouldn't even call it technical. Nowadays in the NBA, if you look at somebody funny, like you give them a stank eye, you get ejected. It's crazy, bro. Modern day NBA is so fucking soft. You wouldn't even see it coming, bro. Excuse my language. I'm sorry. Excuse my language. I don't really cuss like this. Don't really cuss like this, but dude, this is just something crazy just happened in the world of sports. And people are not gonna stop talking about this for the rest of the week. We end this week. They're not going to start. They're not going into the end of the month of March. They're going to start talking about it in April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. They're going to be talking about it for months on end. Man, there's a reason why. Because Bam Adebayo, he didn't think it was going to happen. He didn't wake up this morning. I bet he didn't wake up the morning the night before. He was like, oh, I think I'm gonna score 83 points today. Like he didn't go to training camp or practice. He'd be like, he talked to the Miami Heat head coach Eric Spoelstra. He'd be like, "Hey Eric, I'm finna drop 83 points. How you in?" And Eric was probably like, "Nah, he probably not gonna do that." And he did. He did score. He scored 83 points. Crazy, man. And not only did Bam Adebayo score 83 points, he has the most all-time points in a game for Miami Heat's franchise history. That's another big record that he broke last night. I don't know who the all-time record holder was for all time for points in a game, I think, for the Miami Heat. I think it might have been Dwayne Wade or something, because that's the only person I can think of. You know, when you think of Miami Heat players of all time, you think of Dwayne Wade, you think of LeBron James, um, you think of maybe Jimmy Butler, you know. Um, but yeah, there was no doubt that this was gonna happen. He played against the Wizards. Now I do think I will say this. If he played against a different team, a better defensive team, he probably would have had a high scoring game, but I don't think he would have broke Kobe Bryant's record. That's just my opinion. And you could say, "Oh, you're fucking wrong, Jalen. You're not right. That's fake news. You're wrong." Yeah, yeah. Go ahead, say it. I mean, you got an opinion, you know, get it out. But yeah, no, that's what I think. Now you can think something completely different, and that's fine. But what I think is that he wouldn't have never scored, broke Kobe Bryant's record. I think he would have had a high scoring game, but I don't think he would have had 83 points if it was against a better defensive team than the Wizards. Because honestly, the Wizards, their defense was terrible. You go back and watch that game. The Wizards' defense was absolutely terrible, god awful. They weren't even trying. The center, like they had multiple guys on Bam. Bam was just he was taking 3 pointers. He only made 7 3 pointers out of all the shots that he made last night. He made 7 3 pointers out of I don't know how many. He took a lot of 3 point attempts, but he only made 7. Most of his points last night came from inside the paint and free throws. So it shows you that not only like he mostly got all his points inside the paint, he was doing, turnaround, spin around jumpers. He was doing, layups. He was driving. He did dunks. He had a couple wide open dunks. He was cherry picking on the other side of the court. He was doing like basically his job. He was doing his job. But this is insane. This is news of the NBA. This is going to be news for the NBA for the rest of the week. They're not going to stop talking about it. I know Bam Adebayo. He's probably not. He's probably going to be on Sports Center. He's going to be on every single sports channel imaginable. He's going to be on ESPN. He's going to be on Primetime Sports. He's going to be on Shannon Sharp. He's going to be on what's it called? The Inside NBA. Shaq and Charles Barkley and Ernie Johnson and Kenny the Jet Smith. He's going to be on those shows because one thing I will say this: it wasn't the player you thought it would be. Like I said, a lot of people would think it would be Nikola Jokic or Joel Embiid or somebody or Shea Gilgeous-Alexander or Kevin Durant or somebody or you know, uh, I can't even think, bro. LaMelo Ball, even like LaMelo Ball. I mean, LaMelo Ball scored 100 points in high school, man. But like Bam Adebayo would be the last person you would think that would score this many points in a game. But like I said, I give him all the credit. I'm not taking anything away from him. He still had an impressive night. But people said, he scored against a sorry team. He had 83 points against a sorry team. But I still don't take anything away from him. And that's my opinion. So, yeah, thank you guys for watching. And if you like this video, you already know what to do. All right. Peace out, beats.